Just gonna go for a, probably not quite a hike, more of a long walk on the beach here. It's about low tide right now. Oh, just saw a bunny rabbit cruising off there in the bushes. Hey, little buddy. Anyway, going down here. Normally I walk this way up and around the point a couple miles and come back, because that's a easier way to access even when the tide's not super low. But right now the tide's almost at extreme low. You can see this little floating dock is sitting on the beach almost. I've seen it even further out there. It goes down about another 6 feet or so, sometimes at the most extreme. Out to the, I don't know if you can see that little floating buoy. But now that it's pretty dang low, I'm gonna head out around this jetty and head south on the beach. I went down there once before. Actually, I've been down there a couple times. Once hiking, and once I drove over there and visited it. There's a resort lodge that was featured in the TV show and movie Twin Peaks, and they've still got this big log where they found Laura Palmer's body. At extreme low tide you can make it all the way down there, but basically stuff like this jetty here is private property, so at high tide you'd have to, you know, if you want to go down the beach, you'd have to go over the private property there. But at low tide, all this tide land is not privately owned. And over here is a big, huge beach. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I don't have a whole ton of energy today. It's all mucky. But let me see how far I can get. As I get further down here, I can actually get a better view over the trees of the Olympic Mountains over there. Pretty awesome place to go hiking. We've got a temperate rainforest, giant trees, lots of bears. There's some easy hikes, some really long, hard hikes that take days. It's about a 2-3 hour drive depending on where exactly you go to from here. Over here across the way, probably looks farther than on this widescreen or wide angle view, but it's not that far. This is a Navy base, Keyport they call it. I don't think they have submarines there, but they do something with the torpedoes for the submarines there. And the submarine base is further out on the other side. You can't see from here, about 10 miles or so, where they got the nuclear Trident subs and all that. Got them further out in the deep water, I think, at Bremerton. Oh man, I want to get one of these little Zodiac boats with a big ass motor. Go zipping around here on Liberty Bay, catch some giant fish. Right now I don't have any boat. I used to have a little one like that, more or less. That was years ago. Since I just moved here a couple months ago, I haven't hooked it up. Hopefully by Maybe a good time to buy one might be in the winter. Hook it up for next summer. Oh yeah. Yeah, Olympic Mountains getting a lot more clear. I live a little too close to those trees. It's kind of hard to see over them. There's so much clams, mussels, crabs out here. Government doesn't allow picking them though. I think partly because this is a pretty small bay. We're right up near the end of it. The end of it's just 2 or 3 miles that way, and it's probably pretty polluted, not safe to eat. I don't know. I'm tempted though. But you can fish out here. But as far as picking the clams and mussels and crabs and such, oh, there's a gooey duck out here too. Sometimes giant penis clams. I never eat one of them, but it's interesting. Canadian geese. Nothing against Canadian people, but Canadian geese suck, man. I don't like those guys. They stay off my lawn though, so we have a truce as long as they stay off my lawn. Some really nice houses over in here, of course. I'm living in a humble little 2-bedroom house. I'm actually renting for now. It's a nice location though. I love it. Not only do you have the beach, you got tons of great hiking areas around here. Go down here about, I'd say about 4 miles or so. I can't see it from here, but there's a bridge across to Bainbridge Island, which is pretty big. And if I drove from my house, it takes about 15-20 minutes depending on where I go on the island, and take a ferry across the water, about a 30-minute ride to downtown Seattle. So that's kind of cool, you know, being way out here, but then not far from a city if you want to go there, but just disconnected enough from it that, you know, they don't all come out here. Oh, the crab. Tough thing about this beach is there's not much public access. Like if you don't live on it or know somebody who lives on it who lets you get there, you ain't gonna come out here. So it's pretty solitary. Sometimes I'll walk and not see anybody except maybe up in their yard. Walk for an hour or more without seeing a person on a weekday anyway. Blistering barnacles everywhere. Oh, look at all these little crabs. The little dudes. Actually, I feel kind of guilty walking out here because I know I'm crushing stuff with almost every step. I'll move up here in the dry area where there's less critters. Save the sea life. Oh yeah, that's pretty similar to the boat I used to have. A little fiberglass twin hull dinghy, a little 8-footer Livingston. Stick a motor on there and cruise around. Used to use it just for trolling fish. Those are pretty good. I think for this water I'd probably prefer a Zodiac though. Inflatable one with a bigger motor. Go ripping around. Huh. Oh, I could probably have this boat for free. Looks like. Let's check it out. Yeah. Barnacles growing all over it. Oh, still got a battery. They throw it in the ocean for charge the electric eels. Oh, got people playing on the beach. That's cool. Like I said, a lot of times I come out here and don't see anybody. Walk for an hour or two without seeing anybody, but got some residents here. Probably living up there. Hi, how are you? Oh, good. Nice day for a walk. Shipwreck. Afternoon. Huh. Some kind of crab pot, or I don't know what exactly that's for catching. Oh yeah. Somebody over here has a more humble access to the beach. A little 6-foot step ladder. Yeah, this area here is all pretty rough. Rocks and barnacles and such. That's a really nice beach to lay on. But further up that way, the point over there has a pretty nice sandy beach area. And also further down here, down around the Kiana Resort, got some pretty good sandy beach area. Actually, a lot of it's just crushed up shells over the years. Get pretty violent storms here in the winter, and just mash up all those shells into sand, I guess. Oh, I saw some squirting over there. Probably a gooey duck. Oh, yep. Right about there. Let's see. Come on, dude. Squirt again. Show us what you got. It knows I'm watching. Probably. Camera shy. Oh man. Tree just split. Yeah, I'm getting closer to the nicer, softer beach area. Some smaller gravel here. I think up around the corners where it starts getting kind of sandy. Huh. I wonder if that big old thing floats. Looks like it did at one time at least. Oh, these little birds are cool. I don't know if you can see it. I got this super wide angle, but I think it's a tern. Little roadrunner characters zooming around on the long legs on the beach. Pretty fun to watch. Yeah, here we go. Oh, got some jelly. Dead jellyfish. Private property. Up in there. Yeah, this is pretty nice here. It's getting better. Sand and seashells. Oh, another old boat. Beautiful day. If this isn't nice, I don't know what is. I just got to remember not to wear myself out too much, 'cause I got to work all weekend helping my wife sell her crafts. I'm labor and security. Got to be on point. But anyhow, I think I'm going to continue down probably. I want to see if I can get all the way to that giant log. Twin Peaks log and then head back. Not sure if I'll come back on the road or back on the beach. I know one thing is when I get back to the jetty over there, after a couple hours, it's going to be tide's going to be up a few feet. I'll have to wade, but then I'm almost home, so I don't mind getting my boots soaking wet. I just don't like to start out the walk that way because get all kinds of blisters and stuff with wet feet. Yeah, this nice sandy beach down in here. Kind of cool property over here. Swampland. I don't see a house, but I'm sure it's up in there somewhere. Little dude. Looks like a seagull got him and cracked him. Kind of fun sometimes watching the seagulls pick up the shells, fly up high and drop them, crack them, come down to eat them. Oh yeah, I had a boat almost exactly like this one before, except mine was all smashed up. That's been a long time. I'm gonna have to start looking around for boats. Oh, we got some people out here. Might be kayaking. Yeah, it's a great day for walking. Yesterday was about as hot as balls. I stayed in the shade, did some work at home, putting shelves in the garage and stuff. Oh, grimy old beach chair. But today, I think it's about 74 degrees, 75 degrees right now. And of course out here I got a pretty good breeze. I'm barely even sweating. Real good walking weather. I like these madrona trees. They look rad. All the bark peeling off. I ain't gonna do it right now, but they're kind of fun to climb. Slippery though. The bark just comes off like nothing. And when they're leaning like that, they're prone to break. Add 200 pounds on there and get halfway out, and it's kind of sketchy. Yeah, somebody's got like a little picnic spot up in there. See some chairs and a circle of rocks for a campfire. Huh. Oh, I don't know. They're growing something out here, harvesting something. I I know they got a university has some aquatic programs out here. I guess it might have just something to do with that. I'll go have a look. I don't know what it is. They're sampling something, studying something. Hey! Got all kinds of squirters out here. About every fourth or fifth step, getting it up my leg. Yeah, you can see as we get out here in the open area, down toward the open part of the bay, you get a lot rougher water in the winter. Picking away at the seawall little by little every season. You gotta build the houses pretty far back up there. I notice people down here don't invest in building stairs and jetties and all that. It just wouldn't be sustainable. But I do see somebody's got a little lounge seat, little deck chair up there. Little outdoor tanning bed, it looks like. Yeah, getting back to the rougher beach area again. Big rocks and barnacles. Yeah, they got something else going on out here too. I don't know. I think they do studies, sampling the different stuff in the water, collecting specimens. They set up little screen traps and things. Actually, kind of curious. Up at the far end of the bay, they have a station, like an aquarium type place, where they work and study. You can go on tours of it some days, but I haven't yet. I'm thinking about that. It's right downtown, Poulsbo. Got some good places for lunch and dinner. A few breweries right around there in the same block. But I got priorities. I've been eating and drinking, not studying aquatic sea life. Oh yeah. Now from here, I can see much more clearly the majestic Olympic Mountains over there. Man, it's pretty awesome. I don't know how well you can see it on this camera, but in person I think they look a lot bigger. The interesting thing about this area, of course, Washington is known for getting heavy rain, but over there, kind of just to this side of the Olympic Mountains and such, they call the rain shadow, where basically the clouds come and kind of get zip around the mountain and they move so fast. There's a few towns over there like Port Townsend, Sequim, Port Angeles on the shore where you would think they'd get tons of rain, like 10 feet of rain a year or something, but they actually get like 1 foot. And then the surrounding area actually gets quite a lot, of course, but it's an odd thing with the weather. So if you're going to move out here and can find a job in one of those towns, this would be ideal if you don't want to deal with 150 or 60 days of rain, cumulative 8-10 feet or whatever, like some other parts of Western Washington get, especially out on the coast. Oh yeah, back to a nice sandy area again. Another one of these sample specimen areas out here. Ugh. Scum. Flotsam and jetsam. Blistering barnacles. Oh, we got some, what do you call silver dollars? Seashells out here. Kind of smashed up. In some areas of the beach you can find a bunch of dry dead ones that are fully intact. Like nice little souvenirs. Not sure if you're supposed to pick them or not, but people do. I think you're just not supposed to pick the live ones. Oh man, but they got rough winters there at that house. Out near the end of Liberty Bay out here. And further out there is Puget Sound. Over here is like those white buildings are Keyport. Go further down here, you get like Silverdale, Bremerton, down around there. Over here, Bainbridge Island. And if you keep going that way, I think it's just on the other side of Bainbridge Island is blocking the view, but you can see downtown Seattle. It's all on a pretty well protected harbor. And like I said, you get rough water out here in the winter, but in general it's much calmer than the open coastline. It's a lot further out, a couple hours driving that way. Oh, another dead crab. some of these rocks. I'm not sure about this one out here. I don't want to walk out there right now, and wouldn't be able to see anything on it. It's all covered in algae and barnacles, but I know some of these big huge rocks, they've been studied. People cleaned them off, and you can see inscriptions on them, stick figure drawings and stuff like that. They're supposed to be from like 1500 years ago or so. And then they say, based on the type of rock it is, they're giant rocks, you know, that weigh a few tons each, that they came from hundreds of miles north in Canada, probably at the end of the ice age or something, when the glaciers and all that stuff were melting. Ice dams would burst and just water come rushing down and push these giant rocks down. So anyway, you got some of them out there on the beach, and a few of them, the local tribe has a reservation down here. I'm almost to, probably about a mile further. They hold some of these rocks sacred and have ceremonies and stuff. There's one in particular just off Bainbridge Island out there that I hiked to one day, and called Haley's Rock. It's one like that. You can only see it at low tide, so you got to time your visit right. But yeah, it's got all kinds of cool drawings on it and stuff. Man, the beach is so wide here. We probably got like 1,000 feet across here. More or less flat. I think right about now the tide's starting to rise again. I started walking just before the lowest tide. It's rising slowly. In about 5 or 6 hours, I think it'll be all the way up there. Oh yeah, got some sand dollars out here, busted up ones. Look like dead jellyfish. I don't know what these things are. It almost looks like plastic, but it's not. It's some sort of like a natural thing. Some look like a little tire or something. I don't know. I'm curious. If anybody knows what those are, I'd like to know. We got a pretty good sand dollar. Weed leaf. Stoner creature of the sea there. Over here we have a Callaway number 2. Somebody been hitting them off their backyard over there. I assume they probably come out and collect them once in a while. I don't know. Wade through the scum here, go back up on the dry shore over there. Oh yeah, here's a bunch of live sand dollars. I don't want to be trampling on them. It's pretty wild. You can see their little feelers, little fingers all moving. pulsating, and the dead ones are white and dried out. Let's try to step over them. Oh, this is what I was talking about. This is one of those things. One's almost fully intact. It's like a circular deal. Looks like almost like made out of like plastic and sand, but it's some natural thing. And I'm completely ignorant as to what it is. I have to Google it. If somebody out there knows, post a comment. I'll look at it later. Oh, bald eagle. Oh, you can see seagull going to chase the bald eagle. Seagulls are like gangsters of the beach. Get out of my territory. See, he just, I don't know, probably can't see. Bald eagle landed at the top of that tree. And here come all the asshole seagulls to try to chase him off. Thugs. Funny thing about eagles too is they look kind of majestic when you look at them from the right angle, profile, side view. Not so much from direct face shot. And also they're kind of like vultures, I guess, scavengers, picking up carrion. That boat looks like it's in decent shape. Oh, motor all torn apart, not so decent shape. Float plane coming, crossing over here. Those are pretty cool. It's been a long time. About 15 years ago I rode on one from Seattle, Shaw Island in the San Juans. And I didn't really know what I was getting into. I was going to work on a project up there for 6 months or so, and someone else booked a flight for a few of us to go up there and scout it out before we started the project. And then I hadn't been on very many plane flights at all then, never on such a small plane, never on a float plane. It was a little freaky the first time, you know, taking off from the water. And I look up, I can't remember if it was 6 or, yeah, I think 8 people total. Like a pilot, co-pilot, and 6 passengers, if I remember right. And you know, I'm trying to be cool, sweating. And we took off. After a little while I kind of calmed down and relaxed, and I'm reading all the stuff, little signs and stuff, and there's like a brass plaque there on up toward the front. It said this Beaver airplane, I think Beaver is the brand or model, I can't remember all the details, but was made in 1957 or 1959. Blah blah blah. Man, that's pretty wild. And then later I've flown on them a couple more times, and looked up some information and talked to the folks that work with them, and apparently there's people who still make parts for those. They just, it's like the I was going to say the ship of Sisyphus, but I think the ship of Theseus, where the thing was made in 1950 something, but they replaced nearly every dang part on it. So is it really what it used to be? You know, it's kind of a paradox. I'm not even sure if that plaque was original to it, but yeah, it was pretty wild. Wonder what's going on here. Oh yeah, it's another busted up fiberglass boat. Dinghy, tender. Wonder, that looks like another part of it there. Some rickety old stairs there. Yeah. Just chipping away at the hillside every winter. Friggin' ocean. Giant campfire ring or something. Got some old iron there. Looks like a piece of railroad track. Back out here to the big rocks again. If you could clean off these rocks, like that big one out there at the low tide point, I bet they've got some ancient inscriptions on them. Back to the blistering barnacles again. Tearing up my hiking boots. Sure, I'm glad I didn't wear flip-flops. I wouldn't make it out here. I would have quit after about 20 minutes. Oh wow. Look at how high that cliff wall is. I'd say that's about 80, maybe almost 100 feet. Somebody's made a valiant effort stacking up a rockery here to preserve it. I bet they can buy a couple decades with it. But I suppose after a couple lifetimes that property shrinks considerably. Oh yeah, they got a pretty decent staircase there. Yeah, so here we got the high tide point. Oh, yeah, that's pretty well made concrete steps. Nice. Cool. Well, my grandma grew up when she was a kid at a place called Washaway Beach, which is way down that way, a few hours drive. I don't know, probably take 4, maybe 6 hours from here. Almost to Oregon, kind of near Ocean Shores and Grayland down there. Well, anyway, Washaway Beach did in fact wash away, and all the houses that were 200-300 feet inland when she grew up, they washed into the sea some 20-30 years ago. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, see, that's about 60-70 feet. Smashed somebody's kayak under there. Yeah. Oh, that's a pretty clever system they've got there. They got this step, and then the lower part of the steps on hinges, and they got a winch up there to crank it up and down. Steps up and down there. Here, Brockman Builders, Kingston, August 2000. So 23 years. Oh, good find. I gotta show this to my friends, Sarah and Peter. Got a painted rock in here. Scary, spooky. Yeah, all right. I'm getting close. It's coming around the bend here. Oh, that's nice. You know, a lot of these people got signs posted, no trespassing, we'll shoot you, our dog will eat your corpse, stuff like that. This one, they got sit here and enjoy the view. That's pretty cool. I salute these people. Look like maybe some old people's house. Got a nice little garden and everything. I love it. Great view. They got like a 180 view there. I'm guessing this little boat belongs to somebody who lives here. I suppose they zip out there with a little tender, like a little inflatable boat or something. Get on it. Yeah, so I'm almost to the giant log and the Twin Peaks Lodge over here. You can see off in the straight ahead, just about a quarter mile, half mile. There's a flag waving there. And just at the bottom of that flag is where the giant log is. And then further off in the distance, there's a bridge. Cross over to Bainbridge Island there. Bainbridge Island's pretty freaking big. Goes all the way out there. But yeah, my goal today was to get to the giant log. I don't know if my camera battery is gonna hold out that long. Usually I could record video for a couple hours, but live streaming and using the internet and everything uses a lot more juice. Pretty nice houses out here. I looked at renting a small house. I don't remember, it might have been that one or somewhere in here, down this road. I think they call it Sandy Hook Road here, but it was pretty rough and expensive. Picked a nicer house a little farther up the way. Some of these houses got down here, like I said, they get a lot rougher weather, so a lot of these houses have leak issues, especially if they're older. They've been leaking for decades, got all kinds of mold in the walls and stuff, kind of stinky. So I was like, yeah, I don't really want to be breathing that every day. Oh, it's starting to get hot now. And once I crossed around that point there, I can't feel the breeze anymore. Time for a sippy sip. Some water and a granola bar. I'll stay hydrated, fellas and fellettes. Check my battery and see how much more I got, if it's gonna hold out until I get to the log. Hope so. I have to pick up the pace. Yeah, I'm all right. I think after I get there, though, I'm gonna quit streaming, quit recording, and head back in private. Shut up and mind my own business. Lone Pine. Nice house. Looks like a fancy house with a guest house and all that. Probably got servants and everything. Plantation. Oh, this one's cool. I forgot about this. Actually, I was meaning the last time I walked past here to look this up on the internet and see what it is. It might be some kind of place you can visit. I mean, it's private property, but I'm not sure if it's somebody's house or if it's some kind of resort or something. But they've got a real nice kind of patio jetty there. You got a boat in the probably inside that garage. And it's totally like Asian style. Gotta look up what that flag is. Blue, white, and green with what looks like some kind of evergreen tree and black on it. But yeah, they got like this little almost pagoda roof, ceramic roof structure there. Really nice place. I like that. Something similar here, a lot more basic. Looks like a smaller old house up there. Good afternoon. Looks like she's out here surveying the progressive damage. Wondering how long till it needs to be reinforced, probably. It's a constant battle. Blistering barnacles again. I wonder what they're doing with these screens. Not sure. Oh, that's a cool looking house. Classic. I like that I like the way the rock wall is made. It's all really neat. Oh, I underestimated. I was thinking right up here is the log. The giant log and the Twin Peaks Lodge, but it's actually further around the bend. Anyway, I'm almost there. Oh, nice. Jet ski sitting out there. Probably one of these people. I don't have anything to say. Love this tree. Got a little swing here. I like to make a swing like that at my. I got a tree down in front of my house too. It doesn't angle out quite that far, and I'd have to get a lot higher on mine to get the swing far enough out from the tree. But thinking about doing it one of these days. I've done it before at different places. Take a slingshot and rock or a ball bearing or something, and you shoot a thin rope up and over a branch. It takes a bunch of tries probably, and get it to come down, and then use that thin rope to pull a heavier rope up and over the branch, or just climb the dang tree. But I'm getting kind of old for that. Oh, that's cool. Look at this Native American style totem. I wonder if it's really native, or if they're just some white folks appropriating the culture. Oh, now I'm almost there. I recognize where I'm at now. Yeah. It's been a couple months. Just before I get to that, yeah, oh, I can see the giant log there, just beyond these trees, before I get out to that pier. That's the Kiana Resort, also known as the Lodge, Twin Peaks. Dang, the battery's getting low. I'm gonna make it there though. Some boats cruising out there. Heading up to Poulsbo, it looks like. Yeah, so from here starts the lodge property. They've got a really nice garden, ponds, water pumps and waterfalls. Oh, look like they got some event. They do like weddings and arts and crafts events. Actually, I think the first time I went there was last November, before we moved over here. I went with my wife to a arts and crafts sale that they had. There's a couple buildings there. Looks like right now they might be setting up to have a wedding. Probably tomorrow. I don't know. Something. Anyway, you can get married on that little pier there. But yep, that's the famous lodge. The Twin Peaks fans. They're kind of sensitive about going too far up the beach on the private property because they got events and stuff. So try to be cool and stay out here. And here is the giant log. It actually used to be further down this way, about, I'd say, like 50 feet, 40 feet that way, and further out. But with the harsh winters, it got shoved along. And I think it moved quite a bit in the past few years ago. And they've actually tied it down now, anchored it with cables and bolts and all that. But yeah, and the show Twin Peaks, Laura Palmer's body was kind of like right about here, wrapped in plastic. Scary. Pretty big log. It's about 8 feet diameter, but it's slowly rotting away. I think they've got a couple of permanent cables attached to it right now, and I think they tie it up with ropes too more in the winter and try to save it. Hollywood log. Celebrity log. It's probably a member of Scientology cult or something. I don't know. Worship Xenu. They have a beautiful garden over here on this side too. Roses, hydrangeas, all kinds of flowers. I think I'm going to go to the pier here and turn around, shut off my camera and head back home. The pier is about the end of the lodge property. It just goes a little further beyond there. Oh, I don't want to go on the pier. I've been out there before though. I went out there in November all the way out here and checked it out. It's cool. The bald eagle sitting right on top of the top of that beam between the two pillars. Oh, he's taking off. I pledge allegiance to the bald eagle, Uncle Sam, to which he flies, so on and so forth. Scared him away. Actually, he's not scared of me. He's probably just annoyed. It's a white guy coming out here talking shit. He's probably scared of this crow. MF and crows. What you doing, dude? You pretending to be a seagull? You identify as a seagull? That's a loud boat. I'm gonna shut down here in a minute. Turn this dang camera off and shut up. Walk back in a hurry. Because the longer I take, I got about 2+ miles to get back there. The longer I take, the deeper the water I gotta wade through. And at high tide, it's like 8 feet deep. I ain't trying to swim around that last jetty to my house. But yeah, if I keep going here, it's about a mile or so. Over there you can see that brightly colored big building is a casino. Clearwater Casino, Squamish Indian Reservation. And actually this land here, for the past mile or so where I've been walking, is also part of the Port Madison, they call it, Squamish Indian Reservation. It's a pretty big area, but I think something like 40% or of it or so has been sold over the years to various parties. So you got a bunch of, you know, like this resort and such, and a bunch of private properties that are, they got a bunch of white people up in there too. It's all kind of mixed, but they still have a pretty good strong tribal culture. I've been to a few of their sites, their museum. I saw the grave site of Chief Seattle, the guy they named the city of Seattle after.